Hello, my beautiful lights. 10:10 on the clock as I start this teaching. Now, I have a divine message. If you're new to the channel, hello, my name's Lauren. I'm a master in energy. I work with mind, body and spirit, and I bring down collective messages from the divine in order to aid us upon the evolutionary path. So 10:10 is a threshold moment. Obviously, it's the shift from the old cycle into a soul authored kind of structure. It talks about the one holds the leadership in a situation and zero is the source potential. So, we're just moving through that because it came on the clock. I have to speak of it. And it's basically starting something from an alignment. It's a reset code, a quantum reset. Hello, angels in my ears. We just have a divine masculine energy coming in. That is just simply one of my guides. Where the next phase of your mission is about doing more, and it's the complete vibrational harmony of truth. And speaking of such, the message I have for you today is quite in depth. Hence, I'm doing this. I'm sure you've been watching the shorts because there's always defined messages there. They are not just cut from anything, they are individual messages. So we're working with a couple of codes. This is talking about the Trinity and the Temple. So it's a collective frequency and we're going to journey through it together. We're entering a timeline where structure must serve spirit, not the other way around. So we're working with the codes 0303 and 0404, and they're surfacing in your frequency as markers guiding you through a soul-led rebuild. And we're going to go deeper into that. We'll start with the explanation of what they mean, and then we put the pieces of the puzzle together, if I can pop my teeth in, and then we get a deeper understanding. The 0303 is the code of divine mind, body, soul alignment, and it's amplified through the presence of source. So it speaks of the Trinity of consciousness. So the self you were, the self you are, and the self you are becoming. So it's the past, the present, and the one you're yet to be. And you're sort of journeying through this vibration. So this is the number of the co-creation with the universe. And it brings forth the reminder that you're not doing it alone. You are divinely guided. And you're supported by the ascended energies, the master builders of light, and the eternal flame of source. And it's sort of asking you, and it's saying to you here, what am I being invited to co-create in harmony with my higher self? We spoke about the integration of higher self just the other day, and it's understanding that these frequencies move through. We get the same numbers, but we get them from a higher octave each and every time. And it's a soul ascension journey. We do not stay in the same position. You are not the same person you were a year ago to the person you are today. You are an ascended being. And it's asking you, speaking to your soul. Am I speaking my soul truth clearly, or editing myself to stay small? Do not stay small. You were never meant to be small. If any person, place or thing in your vibrational frequency has asked you to dim your light in order to fit in any sense, or you've had to lower, which we do, and I've done it myself, where you've had to sort of lower your intelligence and that sounds absolutely awful, in order to serve a lower frequency. What it's asking you to do now is rise, because you are a vibrational frequency, and the people at that vibration will meet you, your soul tribe, your soul family, just like we're building here. They will meet you on the same vibrational frequency. Never dim your light to fit in. And it invites the collective to ignite their voice, their joy, their creative frequency, what lights you up, because whatever lights you up invites those at the same vibration into this field. And then you're building this amazing community of light. And it's a reminder that we don't want to manifest from the mind. We manifest from the wholeheartedness of alignment. And that's your heart. guys. You're manifesting from your heart frequency. It's your individual temple code. And the reason I'm saying that is because 0404 came in, and that is the temple code. When it arrives, it's the stabilizer. It's the angelic code of structure, grounding and protection. It's your angelic family helping you, your guides, your spirit guides through this vibrational frequency. And it's basically, this is not about the rigid control or paradigm systems. It's about your foundation in alignment with your soul. And when we say that, it's your heart frequency. Are your boundaries sacred, or are they built on fear? And it's the release. Now, if I said to you about the system, how can you exit the system quickly? Right? And the reason I'm saying that is because we're building this new earth energy. It's a new sacred sort of geometry is forming within the physical realm, and the soul's vision begins to take shape in a tangible real world form, and it makes you question things. Say you've got a very large house, for example. Do you need that large house, or would you rather downsize, get out of the system as quick as possible, and lead the most abundant life you can upon the 3D realm? And it's sort of that ego death that we've spoken about many times, and it's setting yourself free from the old paradigms which you were once in, and you value things differently. Do you need the big house? One, it's more to heat, more cost. Two, you got to clean the blooming thing. So do you actually need it to that capacity? Your ego probably wanted that, but your heart and soul craves a slow, more abundant form of life where you have freedom to spend your money elsewhere, to travel, to search, to feel this vibrational frequency. And that's what we're talking about. You know, your body's a temple, but your home is the sanctuary of your soul. And it sort of allows that freedom, so your mission can become this sacred space where you just create, because you haven't got the 3D weights of the world on your shoulders. And it helps your energy field to be protected because you've got your stability in place, which is the 0404. So when you put them both together, basically what it's saying, it's like a partnership. It's the inspiration, but the implementation into the practical living. So it's the blueprint, and then it's the building of this world that you're creating. Remember, you create your own reality. So it's spirit and structure coming into form, but it's when you're combined with your higher self and you see the bigger picture, the bigger vibration, and then they dance together. It's the dance of the divine feminine and the divine masculine energies that we have within each and every one of us, and it's coming into this sacred balance as we move forward with clarity and trust, and it's understanding that. So you're being asked to listen to the soul's instructions and build accordingly. I'm just giving you examples. You will feel the frequency as an individual, because we're a collective consciousness, but we're on an individual journey, and that's really important. So the new earth architecture is more intuitive, but it's grounded. It's visionary yet practical, and it's divinely led but embodied through that action that I've just spoken of. So how do you put this into play in your 3D world? And you're bringing a 5D and above state of consciousness down into the practical form and the divine masculine energy. You can hear the fire in my soul right now, can't you? You can feel it. You can really feel it building up the chakras right now, because I can. And the divine masculine energy is like giving me a high five in my ear. So you're not rushing to build. It's a different frequency. You're letting the blueprint settle in your soul. And when we get this understanding on an individual basis of what it's all about, then you can step forward brick by brick with your presence. And it's understanding that you're building and creating your reality from a grounded blueprint of your soul, not from the 3D program. And it's a completely different vibration. Wow, angels, that is a channel. Blimey, Charlie, I need to take a breath because I can feel the fire. It's absolutely amazing. So let's do a collective activation. Let's simply finish this beautiful message. So they want you to just take a step back, understand your foundation and your spiritual realm, and, you know, allow that energy to flow. So say you did have a very large house. Do you really want a very large house where you're overpaying in your utility bills, for example? Or would you like a smaller house where you have the freedom to live the life your soul wants to live? And that's a question I'm asking you now. And it's when we readdress the situations, because we're taking control over our world in a positive form. We're exiting the matrix in that way. And when we speak about the matrix, we're talking about the program. You're finding a way out, and it's journeying out the situation in order to free your spirit, because that's what it's about. I'm not saying sell your house and live in a teepee in a field. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying, what are you valuing in your elevated existence right now? Once you've gone through the ego death, the value of things completely shift. We need money. We work in the 3D realm and we live in the 3D realm. So we need the money in order to have the best life, to journey where possible. I mean, as I said the other day, I mean, it's very apparent. You can literally walk to the park. If you've got that inner peace, you could be anywhere. You could be in Barbados in that moment, because your soul is at peace, and people chase that vibration forever, never actually truly gaining it. And if we can have that simply sat in our garden or sat in a park, how abundant do you feel in that moment? You're richer than anything in the world. And it's absolutely phenomenal. So, but that's going through the ego death, and it's understanding that inner peace is sacred. And not everybody has the opportunity to enjoy that. And if we do, we're building this new earth from a completely new vibrational frequency. And it's so sacred and beautiful. Oh my goodness. Hello. I've got a divine feminine coming in now. She's tickling the palm of my, she's tickling my left hand. It's receiving. It's receiving. Be open to receive. What are we saying, angels? It's the power. You hold the power. You literally hold the power. Thank you, angels. You hold the power. And it's understanding that the power is within your hands. The matrix makes you feel and think that it's something completely out of your control, when it's not. It's within your power. You can change your reality. And how you do that is about understanding how they play the game. Once you understand the game, you understand a higher perspective. When you understand a higher perspective, you can work from your highest octave, your higher self, and then you can journey through this life with your best existence. Now, these numbers and these codes come to us so we can determine what they mean. We can understand and we can decode them. And that was what it was about today. So it's quite an in-depth message, but it's one that needed to be shared, spoken of, and felt. I did a short the other day, and they said speak it, and I'm like, okay. I'm in flow energy. Whatever they ask me to do, it's sort of that vibration, that shift. I release and surrendered, obviously, and that's the energy I work with. So let's just do this collective activation. Let's just move through this vibrational frequency to awaken and merge with a higher self energy, so we can bring this from the 5D consciousness down, and we can ground it into the earth right now. And now I can see light frequency. It's absolutely amazing. So if you are not driving or operating machinery, please practice this with me now. If you are, however, save me for later. I'd like you to close your eyes, because I want you to see this frequency with me. So close your eyes, take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Feel and say this with me now. I align with the sacred Trinity within me. I allow Source to move through my words, my creations, and my choices. I trust the divine blueprint unfolding in perfect time. I root my vision into solid, sovereign, and grounded energy. I walk in harmony with clarity, courage, and truth. And so it is, and so it is, and so it is. And so it shall be, my beautiful lights. That is your message. Absolutely beautiful, powerful. You know, really sit with this frequency and feel how you can adapt your 3D world to give you a 5D experience. And we can move through this frequency because there is no lack in the 5D state of living. We simply adapt. You know, obstacles don't exist. They're there for a momentum, literally a minute, and then we hurdle them and we transmute them into power. So obstacles are void. They you know, they're like gnats, as we spoke of the other day. They're quite annoying, but we can move through them with ease because we hold the power. And that's the frequency shift within you. And that's what we're talking about here. Wow, very, very powerful. And that just kept coming and coming. I was in a salt bath. I looked like a lovely, I don't know, like a lobster right now. I'm beautifully pink and loving life. And they said, have a salt bath and then get in touch with us. And I did exactly that. And then you get these amazing messages. And it was allowing that hour for myself, that self-care. I wanted a full hour of a full cleanse. I've been working like crazy in the healing room. It's been absolutely crackers. So it was allowing that time to replenish my frequency, which is so necessary, so we can serve again from the right vibrational frequency. You hold the cards. Any more angels? You hold the cards here, my beautiful lights. You hold the cards. What are you showing? They're showing me something in my mind's eye. I will let you go in a second. You hold the cards. An Ace of Cups. An Ace of Cups, a new beginning of the heart and soul. A bit deeper, angels. Give me some more. I'm seeing it in my mind's eye. I haven't got anything physical in front of me. It's just in my mind's eye. So obviously, it's like a new beginning in sacred waters of the soul. And the Ace of Cups is not just a new beginning. It's the divine outpouring, a soul rebirth. And it's returning to your original essence of the soul. So it's not empty, it overflows. And you're doing it from an aligned place. It's the Holy Grail within you, right? Angels, your emotional field is being purified and you are no longer waiting for it to be filled. It is the source now. That's amazing. It's not a cup you drink from, but a cup you pour from. And just stepping through. No longer giving from depletion, but from divine overflow. Any more angels? You can hear the dog snoring. I do apologise. She's just living a 5D reality and loving life. What angels? Whole new relationships that aligned with your frequency. We spoke about that. And you receive downloads of higher love in remembrance of the soul. A renewal of inner peace and sacred tenderness. Creating from the waters of your heart, not from the wounds of the past. Are you ready to love from wholeness? Are you willing to receive what mirrors overflow, not your lack? Will you trust the path that opens through your heart and not your mind? The temple of your heart is being activated. Wow. And so it is. Wowzers! It's very rare that I channel live when I'm recording, but that is exactly the way it was meant to be, because we don't control on this channel, we simply let it be. Wow, you've heard the dog snoring, you can now hear the confirmation from the birds outside. Oh my goodness me, I have got all body tingles. I'm sure you have too. So there we go, my beautiful lights. That is a profound, powerful and beautiful message. And I felt every single word, and I'm sure you did too. And until next time, I'm going to grab a cup of tea and simply just have 20 minutes to myself before work. So from the angels and I, bye-bye for now.